Let's talk meaningful relationships. Meaningful relationships come from meaningful connections, and meaningful connections come from meaningful connectors. In other words, shared interests and experiences. And it was these shared interests that we were missing in our early attempts at relationship building. So that's something that I have in my free guide, 6 Key Must-Haves for Meaningful Activity Planning. And what I'm talking about in that quote is early in my career, 30 some years ago, we were charged with taking people from the developmental center out into the world at large and helping them to build relationships. But we didn't really know what that meant, and neither did the people giving us the instructions. We were supposed to build relationships with people that the individuals we supported ran into. That meant the person behind the counter at McDonald's. So, following the instructions, we were attempting to help the cashier behind the counter at McDonald's build a relationship with the person that we were helping with disabilities. Well, it didn't go very well, as you can imagine. The person behind the counter at McDonald's thought we were a little nuts, and the person that we were helping thought we were a little nuts. I've spent a lot of time pondering over the years what went wrong and what would have been better. And it's clear to me that part of the challenge that we had is that we really didn't know what success looked like. What kind of relationships were we really going for, and what kind of relationships, quote, counted? Back then, the perception was that you'd get this other person to care so much about the person with disabilities that they would want to do things for them, like take them shopping or to the movies or what have you. And while that can certainly happen, relationships, as we know, have a much broader meaning. So let's review a breakdown of the 6 kinds of relationships that humans have. First up is a familiar face relationship. And what we mean here is this is somebody that you might encounter at the grocery store, at church, maybe multiple places. You see each other, you recognize each other, you may or may not know each other's names, you would wave, you say hi, you might make small talk. How's the weather? How you doing? How about those bears? Etc. Second is the how are you relationship. So you've taken the familiar face relationship a little further, where now you want to hear about someone's life and their activities and all of that stuff, and they want to hear about yours. So you begin to engage with this person a bit more, and you're kind of wondering if this is a relationship that could go on to more of a friendship. Number 3 is social friends. This is somebody that you're happy to see. You stop and chat for quite some time. You share more details about your life. You hear more details about their life, but you've never been to each other's house or you've never gone anywhere together. The come on over relationship. You invite them over, they invite you over. Maybe you go out somewhere together and do various things. Relationship number 5 is the I need help relationship. In this case, you know them, you trust them, and you find that you can count on them. You can ask them for help and they're going to deliver. They can ask you for help and you're going to deliver. You might describe this relationship as close, a close relationship. Is that want to kiss relationship? This kind of relationship contains a certain level of intimacy, deep trust, and significant vulnerability. Often, it includes a commitment that that kind of interaction will only happen between the two of you. So you can see as we move through the relationship types, there's an increased amount of knowledge of the other person, trust in the other person, vulnerability and sharing on your part, and vice versa. And it is very common through the course of a period of time that relationships change and move up and down that continuum. And that is perfectly normal. The thing here is that all of those relationships count. And people should get credit for having any one of these kinds of relationships. For staff to be able to foster and support individuals to develop relationships, they need to understand what we mean when we say relationship. And they need to know how to help and support the individuals that they are serving. And always, 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 they need to understand what to document so that all that rich, juicy work that's happening and all of the expansion of that individual's life is recorded. And the team can use it to support the person to go even further. So there you have it. The 6 different kinds of relationships. And if you don't already have the guide, just go to providerpowermoves.com. It's completely free. Just download it there. So let me know, do you think this kind of relationship information will help you and your coworkers to support individuals to have more and deeper relationships? I'd love to hear about it. Please leave me a comment and let me know what you think. Give it a try.